Hi, today we are discussing about JWT security in banking applications. We are on the banking application. We have API application programming interfaces in the back end, right? Bank APIs must be secured because banks always deal with the transactions, amounts, money, right? So security is very important for them. So how we are going to secure any banking application? So one of the standard security approaches is JWT security in banking APIs. I'm going to explain how the security works in banking application flow. For example, the user will log into the banking website. You take any banking website, HDFC, some other banking applications. First thing is user has to log in, right? So when user logged into the banking application, it will generate a token. The application layer will generate a JWT token. JWT token is nothing but Java Web Token. Immediately that web token will be sent back. It will be sent back to the client in the header. Okay. So again, when client requested any other transaction, let's say withdrawal, deposit, or any other operation, the token will be sent to that particular API in the header. So that way the API will validate this token and make sure it will be authenticated. So that way security will be handled. I'm going to explain the code also. You can see here the code. First thing, we need to write a JWT util class. We're going to mark it as a component, a thread component, because we are going to generate a secret JWT token. What is JWT token? It is nothing but some hash key generated using some secret key. Okay. You can see here return JWTs builder. Okay. We are setting the subject. Subject is username and issue date. What will be the issue date for the token? Expiration date. In how many days the token, how much time the token will be active, or when it will be expired. We will set the expiration date also, expiring time also. Generally 15 minutes, we will set it for 15 minutes, or you can set it for 10 minutes. It's up to the client requirement. Okay. System dot current milliseconds. You can see we're actually signing it with the signature algorithm HS256 secret key. Okay, and this way we are going to generate some secret key. It will generate some hash key. We signed it with algorithm. Okay, and this token we have used the secret also. You can see here bank secret key. We need some secret key for encryption. So based on the secret key, we will generate a token. That token will be sent back to the client. Okay. The first thing is, whenever the user registered into the bank using login button or register button, once you click the register button, you will register that. Or let's say he will log into the website. Here the example is he is going to log into the website. He is having user ID and password. He logged into the website, and then a token will be generated and it will be sent back to the client in the request, in the response. So that will be stored in the browser memory. Okay. So next further request, whatever the further request is going to for any other API, that will be sent in the header of the request. So next thing is user wants to do a transfer, amount transfer, right? Then he has to execute the API /API endpoint. So for that, he will actually when he initiate the request, first thing is his token has to be validated. As I told you, the token will be sent in the header along with the request. You can see here. And now the request will come to the authentication controller. Okay. So what does this authentication controller will do? Here it will come here, and we are actually whenever we are checking the user ID and password, and then you see the first thing is whenever he logged into here, we are actually generating a token. You see, we have written a component class, utility class, and how that generate token will be executed. As soon as it return, they invoke the login/login endpoint. We are going to generate a token, and request will be rendered. Okay. So now JWT filter. Why the JWT filter is needed? Let's say the user is already logged in. Now he is going to send another request. He want to transfer money. That time what happens, right? This filter will get executed. What this filter will do? This filter checks the header. In case if it is already having a bearer token, then it intercepts, it processes, it actually processes that request, and it validates the token. It validates the token. You see here string token equal to auth header dot substring of 7. It is trying to get the token, and it is also extracting the username. So based on the username, okay, and the token, so security context holder dot get context set authentication of, we are setting authentication object. We are authenticating it. We are making sure this particular request is having a bearer token, a valid token, and do authenticate it. Okay, getting it right? So that is why this filter validates every request. You can see JWT token, it validates every request. And here security configuration, we also need another class, security configuration. What it will do, see, we are authorizing all the request. Whatever the request is having a some endpoint like /auth/**, it will be authenticated. If any request is coming like this, it will be authenticated. We are making sure any request not authenticated. You see, we are enabling it, right? So that way the request will be where the token will be validated and authenticated. Okay, then only your actual endpoint, the transfer endpoint will be executed. You can see here. So we are having the @post mapping /transfer, and transfer money, and request is coming, and now this particular endpoint will be executed, response will be rendered. So that is how the security will work for banking systems. Okay, the security will work for banking applications, and is Java. You see, you can do it in Java. This way we are going to do it in Java. Using Java will work for microservices. So the security model is generally it will work this way for all microservices based architecture. We also having a Spring security. If it is just a Spring application, monolithic application, we can handle it in different way, but the underlying concept is same. We will have a filters. We need to write the JWT token generation classes. We need to write filters which intercepts and process every request. We need to write a security config classes, making sure which requests gets authenticated. Okay, these things are common here. So whether it is Spring application, Spring monolithic application, or microservices based application, this way we do it. You see, generally real bank Real banking security layers, they involve like JWT token, security. uh, this is for basically API authentication. We will have multiple APIs, right, for any application, deposit API, withdraw API, transfer API, credits APIs, loan API. So for every API has to be validated using a JWT, Java token. So before that API gets executed, it will validate the JWT token, making sure the request is valid coming from the client. And OAuth2 for authorization, right? Generally, we have to authorize a particular user for accessing a particular API. This authorization part also can be handled by OAuth2 framework. And HSM encryption keys. We use the encryption key for encrypting the credentials or any other info. We can use HSM. TLS, transport layer security, powerful security. Earlier we used to use this SSL. TLS, transport layer communication. We use it for securing the communication, TLS. So we can also use SSL certificates. Okay, we will also use SSL certificates for security. That is also one of the concepts. Audit logs. For audit logs, we need a compliance checking, fraud detection, risk control. All these security mechanisms have to be implemented for any banking application. If we want to make it a enterprise grade, a standard application, it has to include all these security aspects. Otherwise, there will be a chance, there can be exploitation for applications, which may lead to the disaster for any banking system. So these things are very important. These aspects, security aspects, are very important when you are building a banking application. You have to make sure that if you are building with Java, these Java, Spring microservices, these things are very important. You have to consider these things. So simply the main high level flow you can see here. As soon as you log in here, first JWT token will be generated. Client calls the transfer API. Again JWT token validated. First thing, we are generating JWT token. After that, when you are calling any API, JWT token will be validated. Transaction will start. For example, debit account and then credit account, commit transaction, event sent to notification service. Okay, so this is all about this security in banking applications. Okay, I hope you understand this example. I will explain other topics later. Thank you.